On how have you been, mate?
All good, all good. Um, Tired after the weekend, like playing against Widnes, but
Yeah.
it's hard stuff behind the post for 80 minutes.
Well, while you've mentioned it, mate, you aren't scared of an upset, are you? To be honest, mate, do you know what I thought was a bit of like bit of a mountains when you made an early break after we scored, didn't you? And
Yeah,
then the outcome of it, I think if you'd have capitalised on that,
yeah, that's it. To be
good
honest,
opportunity though.
we was quite confident like going in because obviously we played Halifax last year and we was winning at half time. So like obviously I think Halifax had a better season than Widnes last year in all accounts. So we was a bit like, you know what, we could give him a good little test, like, but it went completely opposite. There was a different class to how Halifax played last year. It was just so fast. Like you couldn't get near him. I wouldn't say it was that physical, really. Like obviously it was physical, but it was more the speed of the game and the speed, the way how organised he was and how I don't know. You just couldn't get near him. He was just so professional and
Yeah, the run up fast to be fair, sure.
yeah, there was just everything went perfect for him. Like he was so organised and I don't know. I think everything seems to just fall for him. Like I think the second try, it was like a bit of a knock on and it landed on his foot and he scored and it just everything seemed to go perfect for him. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's one of them things. It was a good experience still playing against. Obviously, you got like Jack Owens who's played for Saints, who Super League, and that it's good playing against them players and seeing if you can dig with them. But like I said, it was a different class at the end.
Well, that happens, mate, don't it? You need luck more than Witters needed. It just didn't materialise for you, did
No,
it?
no, like I say, we had that chance, but then that was probably the only chance we had.
Li- Listen, mate, at least you can say you've done it, and you not
Yeah,
not everyone gets a Challenge Cup game under the belt. Never mind as often as you used to.
yeah, yeah. Not many people can say they
Right,
played
so,
against the Vikings, can they either? So it's a good thing to have on the
oh,
CV.
mate, it is. So now we've touched on that, and we'll talk a little bit more about your exploits as a senior player in the Challenge Cup later. But where was home for you, mate, and who lived at home with you?
Um, I've always lived, I've always lived in Thatto Heath all my life. My mum, my stepdad's brought me up since I can remember. Um, I've got two older brothers, but I don't really remember living with them. They're a bit older than me. They're in the 40s. And my mum's always been a foster parent, so I've always had kids in my life as well. Whether it be, we had two girls and a boy who were all brother and sister. They lived with them for 6 years, then they moved on. We've always had kids in our house until 12 months ago when my mum retired. So yeah, we've always had a host
Okay.
of different kids in our house as well, not just my mum and my stepdad. So yeah, but I've always lived in Thatto Heath. We've had a few houses, but always lived there. But we've just bought an house, me and my missus, outside of Thatto Heath. So she's got me moving for the first time in 31 years. You've got to keep them happy, aren't you? You know what I mean?
Mate, I done it for like 3 years ago. Yeah, we'll get nosebleeds, mate. You need to be careful,
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah, yeah. I won't be able to walk home from the rugby club every Saturday after a few bevies now. I'm going to have to get a taxi, so it might keep me out of there a bit.
Yeah. So do you know when you're growing up around like foster siblings, mate? Is it difficult to see them go? Because you don't get a choice, mate, do you? It's like even your mum wouldn't have got a choice, and you build a relationship with them, don't you?
Yeah, to be honest, mate, it's heartbreaking. Like, you obviously they're in your house every day for say over 12 months. You're going to create a bond, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? And they turn like family, but obviously we're giving them a better life and they're on to better things after it as well. So you've got to take the positives as well. But yeah, it is very hard. It's yeah, we've had some difficult times as well. Like obviously I was in school when we first started doing it. So obviously at that young age, you create like your little brother and sister, and then they go. It's like it's like losing someone in it, like losing a family member, but you just gotta have thick skin and get on with it. Like, and
I imagine it is.
yeah, but it's rewarding at the same time. So we're changing kids, we was changing kids' lives, so giving them a better life. So that's the good side of it. Outweighs the bad side.
That's special of you, that mate. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
special. That.
yeah. It's like I say, it's rewarding. I always remember when they first. I think I was about
Yeah.
9 or 10 when they first mentioned it, doing it. And at first I was flatline, no, 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 I don't want to do that. Because obviously I was young. I wanted
I
all the
shared in me
attention.
wrestlers.
Yeah, I wanted the attention on me,
Yeah.
and obviously stranger in your house, it's a bit daunting as well. Do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't change it for the world now. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't. It's so rewarding, like I
I
say.
love that, mate. Yeah. Right. So, how did rugby become a part of your life, Sean? How was you introduced to it, and where was you introduced to it?
My stepdad took me training. I think we used to go and watch Thatto when they used to play at West Park. Um, his mate Gary Forber was coaching him at the time, so I always used to go over there when I was young. And apparently, I used to be able to kick a ball dead far at like 4 or 5 years old, and he was all saying, "Oh, you need to get him playing rugby." And so anyway, I went to Portico at 6 because I think my mum knew the coach still or something like that. So I just went to Portugal and never looked back. I was a little winger, fast, scored loads of tries, and then that was my club, Portugal. And then obviously I fell out with, not didn't fall out, but just decided to leave really. Done a year playing football, and then went to Thatto Heath. Then my best mate Sean Kenny, his dad was the coach at Thatto Heath and got me down there. So yeah, that's how it all started.
What would you have been 12 or 13 when you went back rugby league then?
Um, I think I was about 10, 11. So what I think it was like round town team time. I think it was 11. What it was,
Yeah.
I was at Portugal left, and I was going to go to Pilks because I was in the town team. I used to play with a lad who was at Pilks, and his dad was the coach and wanted me to go down. So I went down for a couple of sessions, and he phoned me up and said, "Listen, the parents are a bit, they're a bit, they're a bit tight knit at Pilks, and they don't really want new lads coming in, blah blah blah. They don't want you to take anyone's position." That was
11.
the kind of conversation I had. So I was gutted really because at the time Pilks were the best team. I was at town team and I wanted to play with the top players, like, but then I got a phone call. Well, my dad got a phone call and put me on the phone to the coach, and that's what he basically said to me. So never went back, and then I went to Thatto Heath then, and I've been there ever since. I think it was under tens. I went to Thatto, yeah,
That's a,
under tens, under
that's a heavy
11s.
chat for an 11-year-old.
I know. Well, he spoke to my dad first, and then he said, like, you can tell him, kind of thing. So he spoke to me on the phone then and said,
Right.
"No, we loved having you down, but it's not meant to be," kind of thing. So that's how that happened. And then, yeah, like I said, I've been at Thato ever since.
Yeah. It could have put you off that, Sean, couldn't it?
Yeah, well, like I said, I went to football for the year for 12 months because of
Yeah.
that. And like I was good at that as well, to be fair. I'm one of them who's
Right.
quite good at anything I put me onto sports wise. So I was good at that, and then my mum didn't like
Bragging
taking.
bastard.
Yeah, no, but I just am.
Yeah, you just go.
Yeah, like so. I
Yeah.
went football, and my mum didn't like it. She missed the rugby, so she stopped me going. Said, "You're going back
Do
rugby."
you
I
know
can't.
what though, Sean? Like you don't really you hear the clickiness with football. So like your mum probably felt that at the footy, didn't she? I don't want to
Yeah,
put words into you or your mum's mouth. But you don't hear it in rugby, mate, really. That's why that conversation so young, like surprises me.
yeah, it was strange, really. But Still, I didn't burn bridges. Like I was like, all right, fair enough, like kind of thing. But yeah, that could have been all different, really.
No, it could have been. So you mentioned town team, Sean. Do you remember the selection process around that, mate?
No, I think I don't think we done trials. I think they just pick you up
Okay.
on, like coming watching and stuff like that and reputation kind of thing. I think it was. I can't really remember, to be honest. Um, it was
Right.
schoolboys, under 11s. Still got pictures from it now, back in the
So would
day.
that have been Neil Olding, Sean?
No, it wasn't. It was we had Steve Leonard. What was his name now? Paul Mulleneux. And then it was like obviously Derek Trainer
Right.
and Neil Killshaw, all them. But our coach was Steve Leonard and Paul Mulleneux in the schoolboys. But we was quite successful, to be
So is
honest.
it you were still on the wing at this point?
No, so I moved into the centres then,
Okay.
schoolboys. I played halfback at Thatto Heath. Um,
Yeah.
but Saints put me in the centres because we had really talented players in that team, like halfbacks, and we was a good team. To be honest, we got to the Lancashire Cup final. Played that at Halliwell Jones against Warrington, and we won last second of the game. At
Class.
kick a goal to win the game like it last second. I mean, we done it like beat Warrington.
Yeah. What
They
you,
had some good
so,
players as
so
well.
yeah, what were you like in them big games then as a kid, mate? Did you control your nerves well?
Yeah, obviously I'm more nervous now than I was with back then when I play. Okay, I was like I say, I was like a nervous
Yeah.
wreck that week leading up to the witness game. I was having nightmares about Jordan Abdul's bombs. But yeah, I wasn't too bad. I was like quite confident, really. Believed in my abilities and stuff. But like I said, that was a defining moment for me. With a goal kicking last minute of the game to win it, and I held my nerve and got it. Like, but yeah, I was always quite confident as a young lad. To be fair, I always have been.
I'd still be living off that, me.
I've still got the DVD. All the lads still say it's the best kick they've ever seen. I remind them like
So that's
still live
so
on
do you
that.
know as a young lad then, mate? So you're playing halfback at Fattor, you've
Yeah,
played wing before you went off to football, and then
yeah,
Saints are playing your centre.
yeah.
Without realising, are you seeing the game different, mate? Or are you just playing it because you still love it?
Do you mean now?
No, so as a kid, positional wise, because
Yeah,
I was only ever in the pack, mate, mainly front row and that. So like my game was pretty middle third, simple.
yeah,
But them three positions all have different characteristics across the field, don't they? And the
yeah,
game altered between our age groups as well.
yeah. So I think at Thatto because we wasn't as good as a team as maybe Saints. You kind of put your better players into them positions. You know, when you're younger, the six, the seven, the nine. So it
Yeah,
was more that really. And then obviously when I went to Saints, like I said, we had the two players who was halfbacks. He was probably the best in the country at the time. So at Saints, they fit me in the sense because I could step, I was fast, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I'm good with my hands, which it helped.
yeah.
But I wasn't the best. Like I wouldn't say I was the best player back then. Really, there was better than me in that team. I just held my own kind of thing. But then obviously,
We all have a role though, mate, don't we?
yeah. But then, like I say, carrying on from that, we had the schoolboys, and then it was scholarship. Then I ended up getting a scholarship till I was 15, 16. That was as a halfback. So I only played
Yeah.
centre for Saints at schoolboys. Then I was obviously playing in my natural position then at halfback, scholarship. But like I say, we had the two best halfbacks in the country. So I was trying to get in over them kind of thing. But I was only a little short ass, not a pick on me. when I was in the scholarship. So eventually,
Right.
you give me the old "you're too small" thing,
Yeah.
and then turned 19 and I had a growth spurt and filled out and 6'2" now.
Well, no, do you know what? But you know when you just said you were small as a kid, I watched a game on YouTube last week, mate, and I thought you didn't look small.
Yeah, yeah. I was only tiny till I turned under 18. Under 18s it was. I shot up in size and then filled out. I was still skinny, but then I filled out then at 19, and yeah, I was only dead small when I was younger. But can't control that, can you?
So high school rugby, mate. No, well, exactly. But you hone your skill in a different way, then, Sean, don't you? You learn how to
Yeah,
use your body and your ability around your body and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
When I always finish my dinners, you see, mate, so I didn't have to worry about movement and stuff.
Well, I'm a fussy eater, me. So me dad used to always say, "Oh, you'd agree if you'd have ate the proper stuff what they was telling you and all this," but I never did, and I wouldn't change anything to be honest.
No, that's right. To be honest, mate, I used to be very much like that. Believe it, I'm a chunky lad, mate. If you was listeners or no, but like I eat with my eyes first.
Yeah, I'm like that.
So if it's not
There's,
aesthetically like pleasing,
yeah, I'm the same. There's food I've not tried that I know I don't like just by looking at it.
yeah.
I've always been like
Well,
that.
look, yeah, that's it, innit? If it doesn't look great, mate, I don't tend to touch it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So school rugby, mate. What was high school rugby like, and how was the standard compared to Thatto Heath?
It wasn't the best. Like we had a decent team. We had like footballers playing on the wing and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? To fill the numbers. We always got to the St Helens Cup final every year, but you probably heard of Carly Eye. They were basically a rugby school, them, so they'd always beat us in the final. But we had a good couple of lads. Obviously, we had the rugby. We only really played league. We had the odd game of union. So obviously, we had union lads playing league.
Yeah.
So like, it's a lot
Oh,
different, isn't
yeah.
it? Like, but some of them took to it really well. To be
Yes, mate.
fair, like I say, we didn't have a bad team, but we wasn't like we weren't the best. Do you know what I mean? But it was enjoyable.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was going to say, did you get to do the stuff out of structure that you couldn't probably do at Fata when it's Saints?
Yeah, like I say again, you top
Globe trotter
players
stuff.
yeah. But
Yeah.
like I say, I was at Saints at the time. We had a teacher who was trying to push me to play a union, but our Saints were like, no, no, you need just. They didn't really want me playing that much, really, for school, but I did because I enjoyed playing the rugby. You know what it's like if you get injured and stuff like that. What? I always remember the teacher threatening to ring Mike Rush because I refused to play a union. Um,
All
and
right.
then he actually did. He actually phoned him. And then I remember turning up to training and Mike Rush was there and he said, I had your teacher on the phone today. I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, but you're not playing union. I was like, yeah, he went, you've done the right thing. So I was like, it backfired on him, really. But yeah,
Yeah.
we had
Well, he's called you bluff, Annie.
yeah, yeah, we never got on to be honest. I mean, then we ended up getting another teacher then doing the rugby in like year 9, and he was bang on, like one of the lads really.
Right.
So we got on with him really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we never won anything, but we always got to the final
Well,
kind of thing.
yeah. Good experience, though, innit, mate? Especially as a kid. So was Union totally off the cards for you, mate? Would you not have had a game for West Park if Fato didn't have a game at
I
Outweigh?
had I had one game for West Park. Yeah,
Right.
one of the lads, Ethan Allen, his name, he messaged me on Facebook saying, "Would you fancy a game tonight?" I said, "Do you know what? Go on, I will," and I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
He started me. I think it was obviously I'm not really into rugby union, me. So think I played like outside centre in the first half, and then they put me at 10 then in the second half. And obviously, I've always had like a decent kicking game, me, and goal kicking as well. And I did like a kick to touch, and he was like, "Oh, like like that was good." And I was like, "Just a kick to touch, like I did." Do you know what I mean? I didn't understand it. And then, but I've always liked kicking the ball, me. So obviously in rugby union, you can welly it, can't you? So I was just giving it like wellies, and he was loving it. I
Yeah,
really enjoyed it, to be honest. And like I'll go
yeah,
back to when I left Saints, when I got let go. They tried to get me to go for a trial at Sale. But me being me, I
okay.
refused. And I was like, no, I don't want to. Like looking back, it might not have been a bad idea to be fair, because that's where all the money is.
It's hindsight, Sean, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I was young and I just enjoyed my rugby league, to be honest. And I think it was a bit disheartening for me when the Saints let me go. So I just wanted to focus on Thatto then, to be honest.
How old was you when that happened, Sean?
15 I was. So they go to Australia when they're 16, and it was that year. So it was rather get go Australia or you got let go, and they got me in just before Oz and said, listen, it's the end of the road for you. But it wasn't meant to be. It was the right thing, to be honest, because I was out my depth. I had like, I can name some of the players in the team. I had Luke Thompson and Andre Savelio and players like that who he was like men at 16. I was having to tackle him in training and well, attempt to. It was just I was just out my depth really. I tried till the end, but I work big enough, and there was like I said, he was like men. So yeah, that was it for me.
Yeah. Did you have maturity at that age, mate, or have you realised that as you've got a bit older?
Say that again, sorry.
Did you have the maturity to see it like that at the time, or is that just due to getting a bit older?
No, obviously not. Obviously, you think you deserve to go. Don't you? You've been at Saints for 5, 6 years. You believe in yourself. Like when I got my chance, I feel like I did all right. Like when I played, but like I say, looking back now, it's I realise like, there was just there's levels in there. Do you know what I mean? There's levels to
Yeah, yeah, there
like I
is.
said, there was did all at puberty. I don't think I had pubes till I was 18.
Yeah, they all had mortgages and you were still doing fucking
God,
sats.
armpiters and yeah, mortgages, like you say, and I was walking in, we couldn't even get a little tash on or nothing.
But what a lesson though, mate. So when that conversation happens, do you get sort of like an avenue to keep you interested? So did he go back that or and if you find a bit of form or you start developing or do you always feel like they're just like sort of being nice for the sake of it?
I don't know. Well, I got on with all the coaches, to be honest. I didn't have a bad word to say about any of them. I got on with them all really. So obviously, like I say, they try to get me with the sale thing, or we can get you an opportunity at sale, blah blah blah. And obviously, oh yeah, we'll keep an eye on you, see if you develop. But nothing ever did. Like it just like fizzled out. And to be honest, some of the coaches have seen me since and been like, Jesus, look at the size of you now, kind of thing. What if? But it all happens for a reason, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't change anything.
I believe that, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't argue with genetics either, mate. It just weren't like you said, it just weren't meant to be at that time, was it?
No, it just wasn't the right time, was it? But like I say, I probably didn't have the lifestyle of it either. Like nutrition, he was all eating the right things, and I never did. I don't know. That could be down to it, but I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe a minuscule, mate, won't it? It's just
Yeah,
genetically, it just didn't happen at the time you
yeah,
needed it
yeah,
to. There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
Yeah. So, do you know, with you being attached to Saints for so long, when you went back to playing club rugby, were other teams aware of who you were? And do you reckon you were maybe a target?
Yeah, yeah. So obviously, you still play. I still played for Thatto when I was in scholarship. So he'd know who you was. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously you'd play the teams, and you'd play against like your Widnesses, your Warringtons, Lees, Salfords, and then obviously when you go to them places, they're like, oh, I know you. So like kind of target you kind of thing. Because that's what you tend to do, don't you? You target like. I'm not saying I was the best player because we had better players than me at Thatto Heath. You like to Sean Kenny, who's played Super League now, and he's my best friend. But me and him were always the two
Right.
who they'd go for. Do you know what I mean? Try and beat us to beat
Yeah.
Thatto kind of thing.
Leave something on you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because with you saying there was better teams in St Helens, how have I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit now, mate. I apologise, but how have
it's
Fatso
fine.
managed to maintain Conference League rugby when they've managed to keep hold of a lot of yous? I think you's an off couple of ventured away, but you always go back, don't you? That's
Yeah,
something's telling about that.
yeah. So, for instance, the Portugal under 16s team the year above me, they was national champions, like unbeatable. Had some unbelievable players. They all ended up at Thatto Heath because obviously Portugal didn't really have an open
Right.
age side. And then you've got your likes of
Yeah.
there's a few lads from Blackbrook who come down over the years who brought others with them. We've obviously Fatto's got a good junior setup, but we was never the best team. I think there's only me and Sean who were mentioned who carried on to first team really. Obviously we had a good under 18 side, a really good side. Um, like I say, I went up. I couldn't quite break into that team because I was still, like I say, not filled out. They had top players there.
Small.
They won the national cup, and then the year after, when I did, we got to the national cup final. We got beat by Least. We've always had a good foundation, but like you say, other teams have helped us. Like you like to your Portigos and stuff, not having an open age system. They do now, but they're in the very lower leagues. You got you that's helped us really be a success in the NCL. And obviously, Fatto's a big club. We've had players from
Yeah.
Salford and travelling from. We've got lads travelling from Wales and stuff like that to come and play for us because we're quite a well-known side in the amateur game. So that little things like that help as well.
And are the envelopes thick or skinny, Sean?
No, we always get that. To be fair, no, we always get that.
I'm only messing, mate.
No, I think it's
No,
one of the
but
winners.
you know what? You will always get that because you're so successful, won't you?
Yeah, I think one of the winners coaches asked on the weekend, how much did you get for that game? Well, I can tell you now, we've got the tightest chairman in the land, so you can rule that one out straight away. Lucky get a pint after the game.
Yeah. Right. So when you let go, then, mate, does your forward planning regarding education change? How did you used to treat school?
Um, no, because I never thought I'd make it kind of thing. You know what I mean? I always, just because I was at scholarship, that I didn't have it in my head that, oh, I'm going to be a rugby player. Um, Obviously, I was a jack the lad in school, but I passed everything. Every exam I done, I passed. I never failed any subject. Obviously, I was one of the popular lads, and like you say, I was a jack the lad. I was loud in class. Probably come from me rugby being loud on the pitch. But yeah, like I say, I never thought I'd be. My mum and dad obviously did. They thought I was going to be playing at Norsley Road in front of 10,000 people every week. But I never really, I wouldn't say I believed in myself, but I didn't think it was a given kind of thing just because I was at Saint. So I done well in school as well. That didn't think like the football thing is, oh, I'm going to be a football player. I'm going to mess around in school. That wasn't my mentality really. I still got on with me work and stuff, and yeah, worked out in the end really.
Yeah. So what were your plans leaving school, mate? What did you want to do?
Um, I want to be so my dad was a site manager for Galliford Try, big company.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a QS at first, quantity surveyor. So he said to me, go to college for 2 years, get your A levels, and then I'll get you on kind of being a QS, like a trainee thing. So I went to Carmel College, um, got there, asked one of my mates what he was picking. He said business and graphic design. So I said, right, I'll do that with you. So I just went college for 2 years just for the crack with the lads, basically. Passed
Yeah.
just to get me qualifications to get in
Yeah.
this quantity surveyor course. So leaves college, goes to work with my dad, and they didn't get the next. It used to be called the AMP, so it was like you'd have to apply to get the next project kind of thing, and they didn't get it. So they was like, "Well, we're
Yeah.
not taking on."
Right.
So I was like, "All right." So I ended up being like a labourer then for 12 months, then a dumper driver, then a roller driver, and then I done that for about 4 or 5 years. Then just working on site as a groundsman basically, and it was something I never wanted to do. Um, I, I hated it, to be honest. My dad's done it all his life, but I knew I just thought nothing against like that type of work. I just never had an interest in it. Like I wasn't passionate
Yeah.
about it. I wanted to do something that I liked. Um, but it never.
Yeah.
I ended up leaving that industry anyway. But yeah, that's how it all happened. I thought I was going to be like in an office doing a QS course, but I ended up full of crap on site for 5 years.
It probably humbled you though, mate, didn't it? It kept you
Oh,
grounded and that.
I had some of the best experiences in my life on site. Like some of the people you work with, like the fully fledged men who's been through hardships and some of the experience. Like I'd worked with men who'd done jail time, and it was like just an eye opener. But I got on with everyone. It was like quite close knit where I work. Like, and I still speak to him now. What is it now? I left when I was 2018. I left, and I still speak to the lads now. So yeah, I've had
Like,
some really
what
good
was that, seven
experiences.
years ago?
Yeah, some really good experiences. Like I wouldn't change anything. Um, like I say, being a young lad, 16, 17, going working on a site like that with men, it increases your confidence, to be honest. So it worked well for me.
How did your rugby combine with working, mate?
Um, it was all right, to be honest. So I did. I think, well, how old was I now? I think I was 19, 20. I was working on site. We was working in Eccles, and one of the lads was at Lee Academy, and he said, "Oh, one of the lads is one of the coaches has seen you play, and he wants you to come down, start training with us." So I was like, "All right, sound." So obviously, I'd be finishing work in Eccles at 5 o'clock, driving straight to Lee. I think I lasted 2 weeks. I just couldn't. I just couldn't do it. I was getting up at 6 in the morning, driving to Eccles, Salford, then driving to Lee from there, training, getting home at 8:30, going to sleep, back work. I couldn't juggle the both. So I was just happy playing amateur in the end. I spewed it. Not saying anything would have come of it. It was just like I went to a couple of sessions in the gym pre-season kind of thing, and then I couldn't juggle it both really, to be honest.
It's what fans don't get, Sean. It's relentless, mate, innit?
Yeah,
Neither job's asked about the other job, are they? They
no,
just want the best of you for them, don't they?
yeah. It's like that the other day when we played on the Sunday against Widnes. Going to work the next day. I don't think I could do that every week. It must be so difficult for them lads who's playing London Broncos away on a Sunday afternoon and then going being a joiner the day after. Do you know what I mean? It's so hard at that level to. Do you know what I mean? Playing against Campbell Gillard and then next day you're going putting a
Be
wall
mud
with
everywhere.
John.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just so eye
I wish
opening.
I could put a wall No, and it is. This is part of what the podcast is about, mate. Showing like you are human. We put you
Yeah,
on these pedestals because of where you've been and where you're going and what you've done.
yeah,
But really, mate, the sacrifice that goes into the Monday to Saturday before game
yeah.
day is phenomenal, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So I work shifts, mate, and I've always worked continental shifts. So it was
Right.
like 2 afternoons, 2 days, 2 nights. 12 months ago, I got a job still doing shifts, but a week of each, Monday to Friday. So obviously, when I was doing the continental, I couldn't play every week. I was having to get cover, book holidays, couldn't train sometimes. And obviously, you know what it's like yourself. You play a game on a Saturday and you're sore for 3 or 4 days after it. Then you're not being able to play for the next 2 weeks. Then you can play. You can't get into a routine at all of getting your body used to the game. So it was I was in and out of the game because of that. But obviously, the last 12 months, I've got a Monday to Friday job now. Still doing shifts, like I say, but so much better. I know I'm going to be available every week, apart from obviously, I like my holidays. But yeah,
It is,
that
yeah.
was really hard to juggle the shift work.
Yeah.
Like I say, getting your body used to it, one in 1 week, out the next. Do you know what I mean? It's just so hard, so difficult now to juggle it.
Like you said, you got your own life, your own family life, home life, and you're having to use your annual leave for
Yeah,
rugby rather than for really what it's for, aren't you? And
yeah,
like
yeah,
when I was social media stalking you, you're obviously you've been Glasgow. That's not a,
yeah,
a 1 or 2 annual leave. You just
yeah,
said you like your holidays, mate. All in the
yeah,
middle of season now.
yeah.
I know you're not. I
Always.
know you've not got your begging bucket out and you're not after sympathy, but it, it holds you back, mate, doesn't it? Because when you play
Yeah,
rugby, you're fully committed to rugby, aren't you?
yeah, and when you're not there, like obviously you feel like you're letting the lads down, but you've got to have the balance. Like I've got a wife that I've got to keep happy as well, and but then your teammates like your family as well. And obviously you ring them up on a Thursday and say I can't make it Saturday. I'm going such and such a place. It's like a dagger to the heart, really. You feel like you're letting them down and everyone else down who come and pay the money to come and watch you as well. I know we're only amateur, but if you want to be a top side in that NCL, you've got to be committed and you've got to have the similar squad every week. And obviously, like I say, I like my holidays and I'm murder for it going away. But you can't keep everyone happy, can you? At times, it's finding that balance.
People that might follow an amateur team, Sean, but that are in the merit leagues and the Northwest Counties leagues, don't appreciate the travel, did he?
No, no,
Of
it's
the
like
NCL.
yeah. You're at Wathbrow 1 week, Egremont the next, Westall, Siddle. You've got to go all over the place, and you're away. If your missus isn't coming watching you, or you're away for a full day, aren't you? On a Saturday when they want to do something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Weekends,
It's a weekend tuck up, mate, because you're in bits on the
yeah,
Sunday as well, if not hungover
yeah,
as well.
yeah. That's it. Sunday's a write off as well, isn't it? When you've been
Exactly,
Wathbrow
mate.
away 3 hours on the
Yeah.
bus.
So when you first then were like 18, 19, mate, so you're doing site work. You've just played in a national cup final with the 18s, haven't you?
Yeah.
What's the transition like into I'll bracket it, but like men's rugby? Are you playing second team for a bit, mate? Are you getting into the groove of that, or were you in the first team?
Do you know what? Like I say, that second year at 18s, I kind of filled out and stuff, and I played some decent rugby. Um, Still playing halfback. Then I played one game at Least away for the seconds, open age, and that was it. Straight into the NCL, which was a shock to me, but I was shocked to everyone really because of how well I took to open age rugby. I think in the first 12 months I was picked for Lancashire. Um,
Okay.
so I played like I say, I played Leicester away, and then I got the phone call off the coach, Paul Hatton, Hull Dockers away. I want you in the squad. And I was like, obviously taken aback by it, but obviously I jumped at the chance. On the bench, and he says to me, right, you're going on it, okay? I said, you what? He said, you're going on at 9. And I went, sound. And played a blinder. I absolutely loved it. I come off the bench and I was scooting, I was kicking, I was played really well. To be fair, I'll never forget that game. And after the game, everyone was like, "Where's that come from?" I was like, "Fucking you tell me." No idea. And then that was it. I was in the first team, and then I think the week after we played Castlot Lane at home, played second row off the bench, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Like, he was just putting me everywhere, but I was doing all right, and then played 9 that full season, then off the bench. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I had a really good season. I got picked up some awards in the first year. There was one, the Jeff Williams Memorial, which was a lad who was in the first team and died, which was like quite a good award to get. And I got Specky's Player of the Year as well in my first year. Um, then the year after, I played halfback for a handful of games, and then he just turned around to me and said, "I want you in the centre." Obviously, I spat my dummy out and was like, "I don't want to play centre. I'm an halfback." Blah blah blah. Um, that was it. I played centre then all until last year. Started playing fullback.
Did you?
I played the odd game at fullback, but never cemented.
Right.
Always played centre, and then obviously I got, like I said, I got picked for Lancashire playing centre. Then did a tour playing centre, and then, like I say, it was only till last year I played fullback. Which, if you asked me to go back centre now, I'd probably tell you no.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, it's an extra halfback now, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. It's I love carrying the ball off the back line when they kick to me and stuff like that, and getting that contact. And I
Even though
used
you're
to be
not
a bit,
really meant to.
yeah, I used to be a bit of a flair player, but now I'm more of a, I like a bit of contact and
Carry it.
taking a parry.
Yeah. So I've got loads of questions off that little segment of yours there.
Yeah,
So positional wise, as an adult now, mate,
yeah.
how do you see the game from hooker to back row to centre to fullback? Because what you look
Um,
for is very different, mate, even in the same game, innit?
yeah, like you said, you're okay. I'd say they're probably the most important player on the pitch. They dictate everything. You're responsible for where that ball goes at the end of the day, and you've got to be a confident player to take that responsibility. Really, like I said, that wasn't my first position, so I was kind of like winging it. Really, um, taking. I was being dictated to be honest, by your halfbacks because obviously they're older than me. I was only 19. Obviously, your second row. You, to be honest, I wouldn't say a second row is too dissimilar to a centre, really, apart from probably taking more carries in your own half, really. Out of
You
yardage.
just you just tucked inside one, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. That I-
Yeah,
yeah. I've never really struggled with that transition. To be honest, that was more like obviously you're a bit busier in defence because you've got the props running at you and stuff like that. But yeah, I wouldn't say they're too dissimilar, apart from obviously the carrying in your own half, really, and the defend. Obviously, you do a bit more defending.
yeah.
Like fullback's a completely different kettle of fish. It's you're on your own out there, and I think all eyes are on you really, because obviously, like you say, if Jordan Abdul's putting bombs up you and you drop one, you're responsible for them getting the ball back, aren't you?
Yeah,
So it's like it's
yeah. And it'll be all
I'm,
over
I'm
YouTube.
yeah, I'm a nervous wreck before a game because one mistake and the eyes are on you, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Whereas you make a mistake in the
Yeah,
centre, it can kind of get brushed off. Like, oh, you forget about it, don't you? So yeah, it is
yeah.
a lot different in that aspect.
When you look at an halfback then, mate, is the relationship building the same? So my example of that is you might have a front row forward that wants it off the floor, but you might have a back
Yeah,
row that wants you to jump. or an
yeah,
halfback will want it straight away, or he'll want it out the back of a front rower, which is how the game's gone. And is that the same with your halfback? So do you build them relationships with certain people?
yeah. I think you when you're playing a team, you kind of learn each other's attributes, don't you? Who needs the ball where, who needs more guidance, who needs telling to get somewhere, who needs just give them the ball kind of thing, and they'll do their thing. Um, I think you're looking more tight knit with the forwards, aren't they? And your halfbacks are more with your centres and your strike players. They know how they react, when to pass it, when to kick it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah.
your nine, he knows. So second row, he likes it flat. He likes me when I do a jab. It's just learning different characteristics off different players, really.
Unders, overs, he hits the unders, or he hits an
Yeah,
overs, or he
yeah, yeah,
fades off a pass, he comes to a pass, and that sort of
yeah.
thing. Did that sound like I knew what I was on about then? You can.
Yeah, you done all right then.
So, and then at fullback, mate, do you get a bit of a free roll? Do you get to chime in the line where you see a hole rather than your halfback constantly hitting and you're out the back?
um, yeah, so I'll split me. So get told where to go, basically. Get over here, Leicester. Get over here. But
Right.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
running out the back. Um, I'm in a bit of space. I can either dummy or I can pass it or kick or what have you. But I'm a strong runner, so if I get a little bit of space or a little bit of thing, yeah, I do some damage like running out the back. So I think that's why he's utilised me at full back, because sometimes at centre, obviously, you're not getting your hands on the ball as much and you can't do as much damage. You're only getting the ball in the 20 kind of thing. Whereas I can get the ball now in the 40 and I can do something with it. Like I say, I've played halfback.
Yeah.
I can pass the ball as well as kick it, and got different options.
I imagine, yeah, sometimes at centre you're getting a ball like 2-on-2 or 3-or-2 against and expecting to create something from nothing, really,
Yeah,
aren't you?
and
Yeah.
obviously I'm passionate. I get frustrated when I'm not getting the ball, so that can cause a bit of problems as well when I'm shouting, give us the ball.
And are you someone that do you need an early involvement, mate, or can you be patient?
I like being involved. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like if I'm quiet, I do get frustrated. I do like having the ball in hand, and like I say, I'm a nervous wreck before a game, but as soon as I tap first carry and feel a bit of contact, I feel at home then, and I feel right. What am I nervous for? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, why are you building yourself up with all this nerve when you know you're fine when you're on the pitch? Just always been like I've just always had anxiety before a game for some reason. Or they're bigger than me,
Oh,
they're
you just get
strong.
the nervous shit out the way. You're good to go then,
Yeah,
mate,
yeah.
aren't you?
It's just that
Yeah.
first bit of contact. I'm like, right, I'm in the game now.
Yeah. Another one then, mate. Second team to first team.
Yeah.
What are the key differences you know? I know you might have only played one second team game, mate, so it's a bit harsh to put you on the spot. But what are the key differences you notice?
To be honest, I had a knee op, so did end up playing quite a few games coming back in the seconds.
Right.
A couple of years back though, we had a top second team. They won the national cup. So at that time, it was more like a one club kind of.
Yeah.
You could have lads going up to NCL, then dropping down, and there'd be no issues because of the level what we was on. We was a really good second team. So it's a bit different now. We're struggling to get a team on a day by day basis. But back then, we had like Mike Woods, who's the coach of us now. He was the second team coach. So
Right.
there was a real there was a real togetherness, and it was a really good standard. So I didn't really find I never threw my nose up at playing for second team.
Yeah.
I played in the final, the league, the playoff final for the seconds, and the week after played for the NCL in their final. So I never threw my nose about playing seconds because of how good they were. But like you say, it's more physical. Like I don't want to like disrespect anyone, but the caliber of players in the second team, they're not as fast, silky as what they are in the NCL. So you're taking more big lads are running in, more physical through the middle
Yeah,
because they've not got the skill to maybe do the stuff what you do at NCL. It's
right,
more
well,
like one up rugby and
yeah,
get stuck in the middle. And like I say, quite. I played Winter League as well, which was like
yeah,
second team rugby, and that was proper rugby, like winter rugby and getting stuck in and
yeah,
getting into the nitty gritty. So that was
yeah.
that was good. But yeah, there is a difference. But like I say, we was really lucky because we had a really good second team at that time. So there wasn't really much of a gulf in class.
Fair enough. And do you know when you trained, mate? So, like, I played for the Widnes Rugby Union, like, as an open age player. And you know, when you were in the twos, you sort of felt like, like cannon fodder, mate, like a human tackle bag.
Yeah.
So when your open age teams do sort of like competitive unopposed against each other because of the levels.
Yeah, not as much now. Like
Yeah,
at,
but you
at the
did do
moment, like
that.
we're in transition at the moment. So this new academy thing's been announced. So it's like it is a second team, but we're trying to like get it more into like a higher standard kind of thing. So we do all train together as one, so everyone knows that they're
Yeah,
off the same hymn sheet. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, we used we
yeah,
used to we used to split off, and it, I don't think it's good for the club really. I mean, having two separate teams because you should all be as one, and you should be expected. We've had it a few times where we've needed lads to go Westall away, and they've said no because they don't feel part of the
yeah.
team, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's like
Yeah,
you need a good second team, and you need because you need them just as much as they need you. Do you know what I mean? Especially lads, like I say, with the oldies and stuff,
right.
you need people to step up. But we've not had that the last couple of years. It's been quite
Yeah.
difficult.
As a group of lads, probably more than like the coaching setup. Do you ever feel like some lads may use you as a springboard, and then does that ever bother you, like using you as a stepping stone rather than committed long term?
Um,
Because quite a few lads have got signed from you, Sean, haven't they, in the last couple of years to the semi-pro
yeah,
game and that.
to be honest, I'm happy for anyone if they want to go and give it a shot because there was a time I probably would have done the same. You know what I mean? But to be honest, the better players we can get, I'm more than happy if they use us as a stepping stone. As long as we're winning games, that's all that matters to me.
Oh
But
yeah,
at the end
yeah,
of the day, our goal every year is to win the NCL. And if you said to me,
yeah,
I'm going to do a year at Thatto and then go to North Wales next year, go for it. As long as you're helping us win games, I'm not
yeah.
bothered. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. Like we had lad Will Telecki
Sorry to
last
put you
year.
on the spot, mate.
Yeah, no, no, we had a lad Will Telecki last year, and we was all made up to have him. He was at Widnes and young player of the year at Widnes, and he had a couple of years out, and we were so excited to have him, and he took to us really well, and we got on with him really well, and he decided to move on at the end of the season, but no one had any qualms with him at all. He's still in the WhatsApp group, and
Yeah,
it's never been a thing that I've ever thought of really to mourn at anyone for trying to better themselves, really.
yeah. No, I don't like that, mate. So now I've come to the more personal bit because you said it like every man and a dog can do it, and they definitely can't, by the way. But you mentioned Lancashire and Tors.
Yeah.
So what's the script with getting picked for Lancashire, mate? Did you have like training camp days and stuff?
That was just the same. Word of mouth. performances,
Right.
who you know, certain coaches watching you playing against certain teams who have an involvement. Um, yeah, that wasn't any. There's no trials or anything like that. It's literally just, oh, seen him play last week. He's a good one. Pass his name on to such and such a person, and then get a squad together. Then I think I've done 3 or 4 years at Lancashire. And then obviously, like I say, I got picked for the tour one year under 23s to Jamaica. Probably best part of my wedding, best 2 week of my life.
Yeah.
Um,
That was
Got to
quickly
say
put
that in
in that,
case he
mate. Well
listens.
played. Yeah.
No, but
So what does international selection come on the back of, Sean?
that was Lancashire. So one of the coaches involved in the
Lancs.
Lancashire
Yeah.
setup, yeah, he was involved in the Barlow. So he put my name forward for this under 23s tour. We've probably done a little bit of digging and what have you. And then I got a phone call saying you selected, kind of thing. Come to a training camp in Barra. So we all went up to Barra for stayed over for a night, got to know each other, went out on the town. That's when we
Uh,
bonded properly then. But yeah, yeah, like I say, it's just getting your name put forward, really. It's like you say, it's not what you know, it's who you know sometimes. Knowing people in the right setups and stuff. But yeah, I done a
yeah.
tour to Jamaica with Barla. Then I've been on a train on squad for the England Lions, but I got injured. Nothing transpired with that. So that was always the goal, the Lions. But
Yeah.
I've been in and out the game as well. So it's like you have to be there every week, and that's a bit more of a professional setup. That's not just word of mouth. That's like he's top player. They're like the creme de la creme. You know what I mean? Bala was more of word of
Yeah, mate.
mouth, and yeah. So
Were there many Thatto lads went on the Barla tour? And are you still anxious at this point at that age in them environments?
no, there was only one of a lad from St Helens who went, but gladly I
Right.
knew him. Geordie, he's rest in peace. He died not long ago. But
Right.
yeah, I've known him since a kid. So he was at Blackbrook, knew him. And then obviously I knew a handful of lads from the Lancashire team as well. So I settled that it was easy. Settled in dead quick. Obviously you got the Cumbrian lads who are all absolutely mental. They'll talk to anyone them. So
Uh,
it's like you were your best mates already, really. I got on with everyone who was there. There was no egos. It was all just we're going on holiday basically to Jamaica for 2 weeks.
just normal lads enjoying it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just no, like I said, no egos, all top lads, good players, and yeah, there was no like, well, I'm this, I'm that. It was just we all just got on really well. There was no arguments at all. Just
Yeah.
just brilliant. One of the like I say, one of the best experiences in my life. I wouldn't swap, like I say, wouldn't swap it for the world. Like the amateur tours, go with, like I said, playing on a Sunday, going to where Batley away. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather play amateur and go on a tour. Not that I could have, but that'd be my preference to go on the
Yeah.
tours and make friendships.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's what life's about, memories, mate, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you mentioned injuries, Sean. Have you been quite unlucky, mate?
Um, I've had a few like I've had
Right.
both both knee meniscuses done. Then off the back of one of them, went back training too early and broke my metatarsal. So that was another one straight after the
Right.
the knee surgery. That was another. I think I was out for about 3 4 months with that then. But other than that, really, I've just my knees basically. I'd injured one of them playing for Lancashire against Yorkshire. That was a surgery on my left knee. Then obviously come back too early, done my metatarsal, and then I had to have my other knee done a couple of years after that. Same thing, just keyhole surgery like for meniscus, but nothing. Never had like the ACL touch wood or anything like that. Any major. Say the metatarsal was probably the worst one. I was in
Yeah.
a cast for about. I think I was in a cast for 2 months or something like that. That was a pretty
Wow,
bad
innit?
one. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And how I work with that, mate.
Um, when I done that, I was on site then, so I didn't get paid. Just got me a statutory,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
which was tough to be honest, because obviously I was off work for I think I was off work for 3 months with a broken metatarsal, so I was on statutory. I managed to be honest. I done all right. I had savings and stuff, and got a credit card just in case I needed it, but I never ended up actually using it. Just as a back, just if I ever needed it because I was only on the status. So I think it was something like £80 a week. So just to be safe, but I never ended
Right.
up using it and managed. But like I say, I was only on site then, so I was working for the agency. So they never gave me a phone call and asked how I
Yeah.
was, or do you know what I mean? It was just like, oh, when you're back,
Yeah.
they wasn't interested. You're just a
Yeah, we
number,
got the
aren't you?
next one in an agency.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just a number, aren't you?
Yeah.
So that didn't really
So,
affect me. Nowadays, if my job when I'm in now, I'd get paid sick pay and stuff like that, and you'd have to phone, see the works doctor. It's a bit more of a professional outfit. Do you know what I mean? But you kind of
yeah.
when I remember going for my interview, and someone said, "Don't tell him you play rugby." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Because of the injuries and stuff like that." And I remember in my interview, the main boss, he said, seen on your CV that you've, because obviously in your CV you've got hobbies and stuff you've done and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I seen on your
Yeah.
CV you play rugby, and I said, no, I've packed it in. He said, good, because you know what them knee injuries are like. And I think I'd have been meniscus operated on 2 weeks before the interview. So I was like, yeah, no, I don't play anymore. So I said, once you bedded in, they weren't asked in the end,
Yeah.
asking me how my results get on now and stuff. And
Yeah. Well, it's not that you're a good representation for them as well, mate. Aren't you? It works both ways, doesn't it? You're not
yeah,
naive to know that, like, oh, it doesn't scratch their back as much as yours.
yeah,
Yeah. So, how have you enjoyed your success at Thatto so far? So, tell us some of the key moments you've had because the club's just got bigger and bigger and bigger, hasn't it? And like
yeah,
you said, you're well known.
yeah. So I'd say so. When I started at Fatah, the first team, we was a decent team. We was always reaching playoffs, and then we got relegated to League One, which was obviously difficult. But I'd probably say that year in League One was the most enjoyable year of rugby I've ever had. We had a really good team. I think we lost one game all year. Tight knit. Obviously, like I say, we won it. We won the League One league, losing one game I think along the way. Played some absolute tough teams. East Leeds away, absolute like you wouldn't believe. Council Estate at the top of the pitch and pit bulls and just good experiences. They had played at Normanton away. They call it the graveyard.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It
Right.
just
I think it's
yeah
in there, isn't it?
yeah getting spat at on the way out to the warm up.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Then obviously that year we won it, went up the next year, and we ended up winning the NCL. The year we got promoted.
Right.
That was probably the highlights of my rugby career. That NCL final, beating Siddle in the final. Um, Couple of years later, we won another one, but I weren't involved in that. Um, like I say, that year we won it again. We beat Waff Brown in the final. I was in and out all year. Um,
Right.
Playing one week, not playing. Wasn't really committed through
Yeah.
my own preference. Then I was on holiday in Tenerife, and me dad had an heart attack while I was away, so I had to fly home early.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd have still been away. And the coach rang me on the Thursday and said, "Listen, we've got Unslitted semi-final. Will you play?" So I jumped at it. Like my dad's in hospital, I want to win it for him. Anyway, we beat him, and it was like big thing of emotion come over me. It was like the most surreal thing in the world. We beat him. We go into the final, and phone call a week after I weren't selected for the final. Obviously, due to me, other lads were more committed out throughout the year, which at the time I was absolutely heartbroken because I felt like I'd give a lot to playing that game, and it was like a dagger in my heart. But looking back now, as you say, maturity, you realise you'd not been there for the team for the full year. So the lads who had been there, they deserved to play in that final. So yeah, it still hurts to be honest, that one. But we won another NCL, so the club over one person in it. So I'm still I don't see myself as a two-time NCL winner, put it that way, but I was part of the squad.
Yeah. That's why you're so good, probably though, mate. Because people like you feel like that when you don't get picked. I'd be
Yeah,
worried if I said to one of my lads like, "Listen, you're not picked this week," and he just went, "Oh, all right."
yeah.
I'd be
Oh
like,
yeah,
"I wanted you to be asked."
yeah. I actually met up with the coach a couple of days after the final and in the changing rooms, and we had a one-to-one chat, and I got really upset. And he said, "I can't believe I didn't realise it meant that much to you because you've not been here." I was like, "Yeah, it's absolutely battered, mate. It killed me not being there, but
Yeah.
now I look back, I can see why. Do you know what I mean? The lads who'd been there through thick and thin all through
Yeah.
the year, just because I had one good game in the semi-final doesn't warrant NCL medal, does it?"
Well, no, is your dad all right? Like,
Yeah, he's sound now. Yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah,
recovered.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Good, good.
That was a hard time, like, but yeah, he's all right. Only in hospital for 8 weeks.
No, to be honest, mate, like my dad had one as well.
Yeah,
A few years ago while I was still playing. And our scores, mate, simple as that, innit? Like,
yeah. Like I say, I had to fly home for my holiday. He was a goner. He had a double heart bypass, everything. He was a goner basically, and he pulled through miraculously. So I still got him to live another day, like so. Touch wood.
just the tough, mate, aren't they? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're tough.
Oh, they're built different, aren't they?
Yeah, mate. So have you ever been approached, Sean, to take that semi-pro jump or
No, no. Like I said,
oh,
just that time at Lee once trained for a couple of times, but
yeah,
that that was more. I think that was academy. That was it. Wasn't first team. It was like academy. That so. No,
yeah,
I've never.
right,
Um, Believe in myself. I believe I could play at that level. Definitely. Um, it's just never arose. Probably because, like I say, I've been in and out the game. I'm murdered for getting other hobbies, and I think I've done a year where I thought I was going to be WBC champion of the world, going boxing every week, and then the next week I'm playing golf, thinking I'm going to be Jordan Spieth. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
But I've always
yeah,
gravitated back to rugby. I've never said, "Oh, that's it," but commitments last couple of years. Obviously, with work and stuff like that, like I say, it was difficult. So maybe that was a factor. But now I'm dialed in. I want to try and win another NCL for Thatto and play every week. That's my focus. So
yeah. Boxing ballsy, mate. No word to hide there, is there?
no, charity fights. I done one, undefeated, 1-0.
Do you
That
enjoy
was
it
it.
though?
I loved it.
Did you?
Um, yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I did it for over 12 months. It wasn't just for the. I ended up carrying on doing it, but only the training side of it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
But I ended up getting down to like 85 kilo, and I looked ill, like because I was going every day. I was doing, yeah, I'm like 90, probably about 98 kilo now. So I
Right.
was like, I didn't realize how
Fair
thin I
bit.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like you see them UFC fighters who do the weight cuts and they're
Oh,
all
the
gaunt.
gaunt and that.
I was like
Yeah.
that, but I didn't
Was
realize. I
you?
just thought I was ripped.
Right. Well, you probably was, weren't you?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't look good. I looked terrible, to be honest. But yeah, I loved it. It's probably the best training you can
Right.
do.
Mate, I
The
can box
hardest
with
as
this
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm
Not a
not.
chance in giving someone a shot on this nose, mate. No chance. Don't miss. Right. Yeah. So basically, you've answered my next question, but the main aim, rugby wise, is to go on and win the NCL, isn't it? And be a constant and a regular in the team. So I suppose you're the senior player now, mate, in the leadership group if you've got one sort of thing, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to think so. Like I say, I do let my emotions get the better of me on the pitch sometimes, and can be a bit loud. And so I don't think a captain's for me. Because sometimes I come across the
Yeah.
wrong way. I don't mean to. It's just because I'm that passionate about winning. But like I said, in training and the young lads coming through, I like to see myself as like a leader and try and get them to think how we think and put the effort in that we put in. Because still feel young, to be honest, 31, but at the end of the day, we look at our team now. We've got a lot of young lads. Jamie Allroyd, man of the match last 2 weeks, 22 years old, and he's shining every week. So we need to set examples for lads like that and make sure they want to stick around.
And obviously you've got years yet, mate, and I've no doubt you're going to be successful, and you definitely don't look 31, so you've got a lot of time.
Nice
But
one.
is
I'll send
coaching something you go into?
I'll send you that money after this. uh, probably not, mate. To be honest, I just think once I'm done, it'll be me and her time then, and give her all me energy and me focus on a weekend. Because,
Yeah.
like I say, we like our holidays and stuff, and going camping and stuff like that, which in the season we can't do. So obviously, yeah, I'd love to. It's rewarding, but I'd probably see myself as more like as an assistant if he ever did. But it's not something I'm dialed in on doing.
Yeah.
No, it's not for me. I don't think.
Right. That's fair enough, mate. So
Yeah,
before I ask you a few daft questions, mate,
yeah.
what do you want life to look like on and off the pitch in the foreseeable, mate?
Um, Obviously, like I say, I want to just enjoy every minute I get on the pitch now, because obviously you don't know when it's going to be your last. When you get over that 30 mark, it's how many. Everyone's asking how many years have you got left, not how many
Yeah.
years are you going to play for. It's like got to make the most of it and put all the effort in. Off the pitch, obviously, just mentioned before, moving into a new house, new start there. Um, Carry on doing what I'm doing in work. I'm team leader now in work, doing well for myself. So
Be happy and
yeah,
healthy, mate.
yeah, keeping me health. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Go to the gym, keep myself. I've started a new, like I say, I'm murdered for my sports. I'm playing paddle nearly every day now, so I might end up turning pro at that as well.
Do you know what, mate? Do you know what? I'll be honest, it does look good.
Yeah, it's
I
quality. I've
get
just
why
been
people are
about,
into it. It does look good.
yeah, I've just been about
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
half an hour
Sorry,
before
mate.
this. Yeah, yeah, I love it. But that, like you said, the rugby lads are playing that as well now. So bit of fitness in it pre-season, keeping on your toes. Apart from when you keep it in the net, like all, every shot.
Few daft questions then, mate, because I'm
Oh,
dominating your night on you. So pre-match
that's fine.
superstitions, do you have any?
No, not really. The only thing I do I have to drink a diarrhea every time before the game because I cramp up like mad. Get these really bad cramps in my calf, so
Right.
make sure before the game I drink like 3 bottles of water. I have a diarrhea. Not really got any superstitions really. I like being out first, even if I'm not kicking. I like getting out and doing a bit of just moving around. I can't sit still in the changing rooms. Yeah, I'm not really. There's no real superstitions that I've got to be honest. Just maybe drinking diet really.
All right, mate. So you might not know the the player's name, but if you can remember the club or position they played, but and the next word, the definition's different for everybody. But the toughest player you played with and against.
With I'd say like all Anthony Bates, Tony Bates, one of my good mates. Played at Lee, Barra, Swinton, just hard as nails, like on and off the pitch. Nicest lad ever, but he's just absolute nails. Like, would if you looked at him, you wouldn't believe it. Like, but he's just absolute animal. Um, I think we'd not won at Siddle away for something like 10 years, and he played, and we won. That's how tough and good he was.
Influential is.
Um, yeah, I played against a lot of tough players, but one that springs to mind, another lad called Bates, played for West Bank, Bates. You might know me from
Oh,
Witness.
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Bates, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, when I come back from that injury, I was playing at seconds. West Bank was in our league then, and he was the go-to, like, and me and him had some good battles, like.
Yeah.
Um, I was,
Yeah.
I think I was playing second row for the seconds, and he was like the loose forward or the prop, and he give it, like, you know what I mean. We had some,
Yeah.
but we got on with each other off the pitch. We ended up in like a WhatsApp group together and stuff, and had the crack. But we had some proper back and forth, me and him, like, and it was good. He was a top player. He was going to come down for all 1 year, but it never materialised. But yeah, he was one of the toughest I've played against, like battle wise. Obviously, we've had some. I've played against some absolute
Yeah.
top players, like, but he's one that springs to mind.
Right. So your favourite away ground you've played at, mate?
Waff just because of the coach trip.
Yeah. No comment.
Yeah.
So if you could play alongside a player from any generation, mate, who would you have liked to have played with?
Darren Lockyer, 100%. He was like my idol growing up. I always watched everything he did. He was like me number one. More recent, obviously you're talking your Greg Inglis's and stuff like that, aren't you? But Darren Lockyer was always mine. If we're talking if we're talking English rugby, I'd probably say Sean Long. He was another one who was my favourite player growing up. I thought he was unbelievable, and he could have easily done it over in Australia as well. So them, I'd pick them too.
Mate. If you could tell a younger you something, mate, what would it be and why?
Um, Make the most of it. Don't if you feel like doing something, just do it. Don't have any regrets. Like, I've got a few regrets, like not sticking to the rugby a little bit more and committing myself. But in the bigger picture, I've got no regrets because I've had a good life, and I've, I've got, yeah, I've enjoyed myself. So yeah, I'd probably just make the most of everything and create a make sure you stick with your mates and enjoy your rugby and enjoy your life, really.
Right, mate. So you've had a few beers on the way back from Wathbrow.
Yeah.
There's a speaker and a microphone on the middle aisle of the bus. The microphone ends up in your hand. What are you giving us?
Funnily enough, it happened on Sunday after the Widnes game. Uh,
What
that's
in the
life,
club?
Frank. Yeah, that's life, Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's my
I
go-to.
wouldn't
Yeah,
have guessed that.
Yeah, that's my goal. So I've
Yeah.
got a standing ovation once in the elephant in Thatto Heath.
Life
Yeah,
life
that's
goal
me.
smashed in it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'll get on X Factor like, well, I'm all right.
Hey, just try. You'll get it till at least boot camp, won't you?
Yeah, I might do. Yeah, it's another oldie, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, mate. And if you're willing to, I understand you're still playing, so it could be tricky for you. But a 1 to 13 that you've played with.
I wrote it down. This, hang on. So full back, it was between two. So I got a lad called Dan Burkitt and a lad called Lewis Fairhurst. Probably go with Burkitt because I won an NCL with him. He come from
Yeah.
St Pat's, top player. Number two, winger would be Darren Woods. I think he's got the record for the most tries scored in an NCL season, something like 48 tries or something like that. He
How
might be
long's the
around.
season, Sean?
How long?
Yeah, how many games do you play?
I don't know. March. It's March till September the regular season, and then September to October. Then the
Playoffs.
playoffs. Yeah, yeah. I think he scored something like
That's some
40.
record, that mate, isn't it?
It was unbelievable player. I remember we played. Who did we play? We played a team away, and they shouted on. He shit that Daz Woods. All he does is score tries. He's all cocking it. He's all cocking it. But yeah, he was in the 40s. Yeah, he scored 40 odd tries one year. He's that good. He'd done a stint at Widnes and stuff like that, I think, back in the day. Yeah, we've got centre. Dave Hull, played with him. He's Thatto Heath. He's been at Rochdale and stuff like that. Saints. I'd have him in my centre. Number four, I'd call Matty Norton, or another lad who I played at Saints. We called Trigger from oldies St Helens. He was like I say, he was like a man at 14, 15. Couldn't tackle him. Um, on the other wing, a lad called Kiwi, who come playing for us. He lived in Salford and he's travelled down. He's moved back to New Zealand now. He was a top player as well. He was my winger, I was his centre kind of thing. Half back, Dougie, Lewis Hall. His name used to be Lewis Charnock. He plays for Widnes now. I get him in. He was growing up. He was the best amateur player in the country at our age group. He was absolutely unbelievable. I went through all scholarship with him at Saints as well. Just different class. I don't know how he never done it at Saints or Super League because he was that good.
Okay.
Seven, Sean Kenny. I had to put him in because he's my best mate. Played
Yeah.
Super League for Salford, won the £1 million game. Like I say, my best mate, so I had to put him in. Otherwise, he'd have killed me.
He's
Number
versatile though, Sean, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Loose forward, nine, half back. He's always an half back growing
Yeah.
up, and then he moved to nine. He's playing that. He played loose forward last year, not like more or less, but he's playing hooker off the bench this year or starting one of the two. But
Yeah.
yeah, he play anywhere. Class player. Prop forward, Andre Savelio
Yeah.
played. Look, that was at Saints. Countless Super League games. Top player.
Yeah.
Used to tackle people with the ball in his hand. He was that. He'd have the ball in that hand, and he'd be tripping people up with the ball. He was that good. Hooker, Lewis Foster, who's our nine now at Thatto. Say it's probably the biggest travesty in the world. How he's never made it pro. He's that good.
Yeah.
He's just unbelievably talented. Another prop, Luke Thompson, who's obviously at Wigan now. He was at Saints with me all the way through. 11, Jamie Tracy, who's our second row Fatto now. He's had his time in the pro game with Rochdale and Lee and stuff like that as well. He's a top player. Number 12, Conor Dwyer, just retired last year through injury. Top player. He's done it all as well. Played Swinton, Saints all the way through. He's top player. His dad used to play for Saints Bernard. Um, yeah, yeah, it's
Oh,
his
is
dad.
that
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Is it?
yeah. Class player, but unfortunately he's had to retire because of his injuries. But yeah, he was class. And then 13, the lad who I said before, the toughest lad I played with, and Bert. Like I said, class, play any position, hard as nails. Yeah, that's me 13, I think. If I missed anyone else, I apologise.